Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. It's time to look ahead to March now and see what I'm planning to read. So this is a bit of a weird TBR month for me. I don't know what happened, it wasn't planned, but I haven't got a single first book in a series. Everything that I'm planning to read and that I'm going to go through in today's video is book 2 or book 3 in a series. So normally what I'll do is read through the synopsis off the back of the book and give you a bit of an idea about what a title's about. But if it's a subsequent book, it's not a first book in a series, I don't tend to do that because I don't want to spoil people and let them know what's going to happen in book 2 if they haven't read book 1. So this one might end up being a bit of a quick video as a result. So let's just dive straight in. The first book that I've got for March is an audiobook and it's my patron pick for the month. The books that I put out for my patrons to choose from for March all came from my 2025 reading plan, and I selected this month the soft DNF redemption category. So this is a category of 5 books, 5 series that I read the first book, didn't move on for whatever reason to the second book, and I decided after not moving on for a period of time that I was going to do what I call a soft DNF. I was going to take the book off the series off my tracker. I wasn't going to actively count it as an ongoing series in my stats, and someday, whenever I got the feeling, whenever I was in the right place for it, I would go back to that series. So I've got 5 of those series on my reading plan for this year, and the one quite overwhelmingly as well, the one that my patrons picked for me to move on to in March was Echoes of the Fall by Adrian Tchaikovsky. So this one is book 2, it's The Bear and the Serpent. Now I read The Tiger and the Wolf quite some time ago, and it's kind of difficult, and this is going to be the case for all of the books in this category for my reading plan. I don't remember too much about it. It will come back to me quite quickly. But with this one, we've got kind of shapeshifters, basically. We've got different clans of people within this world who are... It's almost like they have their own totem animal and they can turn into those creatures. So the Tiger and the Wolf focused on... I think it was the Wolf clan, and there was a young girl just coming to maturity basically and going through the rites of passage from the Wolf clan, but she had tiger ancestry as well, so she was a rarity. She could turn into both of those creatures basically, and that led to a lot of conflict. So The Bear and the Serpent, I don't know if it's a similar kind of idea where you've got someone who's crossing the boundaries between 2 different clans, or what the idea is. The third book in the series, I think, is The Hyena and the Hawk. So again, 2 different animals, 2 different kind of totem creatures for the title. So yeah, no idea what's going on in this one. I don't know what to expect. I do like that about going into a book though. I like to go in blind and hopefully get a pleasant surprise. But yeah, I didn't have a bad time with the first book in this series. I just, for whatever reason, didn't move on quickly enough to book 2, and then it just fell by the wayside. So I'm hoping that when I pick this one up and start reading it, it's going to all come back to me quite quickly, but the enjoyment is going to be there as well, because that's the important thing. The next book that I've picked up to read is a bit different for me because I'm actually kind of reading it for work. This is a book that I will be reading for pleasure, but it's in preparation for proofreading book 3 in the series. This one is Light Fighters, the very shiny, kind of aptly shiny perhaps, title by Palmer Pickering, and it's Star Children book 2. Again, it was a long time ago that I read the first book in this series, Moon Deeds, where they are literal deeds to plots of land on the moon, and you've got a brother and sister who are going up from Earth to claim their land basically. But then obviously, as tends to happen, once they get up there, things aren't exactly what they were expecting to find, and they have to deal with that. I did find this one, the first book ended on a bit of a cliffhanger for our sister of the 2, Cassidy, I believe she was called, and it was a cliffhanger that kind of jumped up on me, and I didn't really like where it came from. It was a bit too sudden, but more so it didn't feel like it was an end of book cliffhanger. It felt like it was maybe an end of chapter cliffhanger for me. That's the way I read it. So that might have come into it where I didn't read the second book too soon after, even though I had both of them, so it would have been a good opportunity to resolve that cliffhanger quickly. But I'll be doing that this month as I read Light Fighters in preparation for, I can't remember the title, is it Animexes book 3 in the series. It's not on the back of the book, but yeah, that one's going to be coming into my inbox hopefully in the next few months, so I can carry on this series by Palmer Pickering. Next book that I've put on my list for March is the third of these titles, which is book 2 in its respective series. This one is Sundered Souls by Tim Hardy of the Brotherhood of the Eagle series. I really enjoyed Hall of Bones. Out of all of the books that I've gone through so far in this video, this is the one that I read the most recently, so it's kind of fresh. It was only a couple of months ago, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into this one. It's a kind of a Norse inspired fantasy, which I've been doing well with. I've been having a good time with these recently, so hopefully that's going to continue here. I do have a few friends who've read this book, or this series even, this 4-book series, and they generally seem to say that this is the best of the bunch, so I'm hoping for a really good time. Bearing in mind that I had a great time with Hall of Bones, hopefully that will continue as I move my way through the series, starting off with Sundered Souls. And then the 4th book is another audiobook. I normally do 2 audiobooks and 2 digital or physical reads each month, and then see where I go after that. So this one is, I think, the biggest of the batch. It's 801 pages if I recall rightly when I added this to my tracker yesterday. It's The Burning Stone, which is book 3 this time of the Crown of Stars series by Kate Elliott. So I'm currently nearing the end. I'm at I think it was 83% in the audiobook of book 2 of this series. Really having a good time with it. I am very much enjoying my time going through this, and I quite like that I've set myself kind of a challenge this year of not leaving it too long in between individual books of a series. So as long as I continue to enjoy these, I'm going to plan to read them 1 book per month as I go through this year until I get to book 7 and finish the series off. So yeah, really having a good time with it. It's too early to say whether it's going to be something that features highly in my favourite series list. My top 10 might be a bit of a push, but there's plenty of time for it to work its way into there. It's kind of hallowed ground at the moment, but there's always room for something else to sneak into that top 10. Will I find that series this year? Will it be this one? I don't know the answer to both of those questions, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So as I said, it's a bit of a weird one, not going through too much detail of what these books are going to be about, because as much as anything, I don't want to spoil myself, but I certainly don't want to spoil any of you who haven't read the first book in these series, because even if I'm just talking about little things, even so much as characters who are involved in book 2, it does spoil potentially some of what happens in book 1. I know I did give details of being a cliffhanger at the end of Moon Deeds, but I didn't give any information as to what happened there, so do apologise if you call that one a spoiler in itself. But yeah, those are the books that I'm planning to read for March. A couple of big chunky ones in there, but hopefully lots of great entertainment for me. What are you planning to read for yourself in March? Let me know in the comments down below, and what are you really looking forward to? That's it for today. Hope to see you in the next video sometime soon. Till then, as always, take care of yourselves, read some good books. Bye for now.